Hi, I'm Mark Richard Adams, post-production specialist. Come join me on Colour Me In for another post-production demonstration. Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to do a video on the Avid title tool. It's a legacy app within Avid, so it's pretty old, but it's pretty basic. But what I want to show you is one of the first things I ever learned on Avid about 25 years ago. And it's still relevant to this day, and it's basically doing a simple title role. Okay, the way that I would do this and the way that I did it, one of the first things I ever learned in Avid was to go to Clip, a new title, and you'd have an Hit Title tool, and you'd have the title tool window open up here. Sorry, you got to look at my face again, guys. Sorry about that. Now, what you want to do is get some text. Now, I've got some text over here, just some basic stuff that I want to put in for a credit roll, and I'm going to copy and paste that in. Click the arrow and we can sort of move it around. We can of course make it bigger too, and obviously when you make it bigger it constrains it onto various lines, so you grab the little square on the right hand side and pull it out, and once you do that you can then of course centralize it. Now I'm sort of happy with that. There's a few other things I want to do with it. Well, one of the things you can do with it is if you happily highlight all the text, you can then go to the add a really simple drop shadow. Okay, there it is, and you can see it's quite harsh, quite sharp. You can soften that out, and again, one of the first things I ever learned was to go to Object, Soften Shadow, and I'm going to increase this to 6. I'm going to hit Apply and OK. And you can see that we've got some nice softness around there too. So very, very basic. The other thing we need to press, of course, is the roll. Hit the roll key, and we now have a functional roll. Okay. Now, what I want to do is save this first, because I actually want to promote it into Marquee and just have a little play with it in Marquee. So if I go to File, I go to Save Title As, and I'm going to call this Roll V3, and I'm going to edit bins fine. This drive is okay, and this codec is okay too. Hit save. Now that's going to make the rolling title. You can see that we've got a bit of an error coming through actually. We've got the drop shadow which is really offset now after I've saved that. Now that's, to me, it looks like a little bit of a bug. I might try to go to soften shadow, and let's place it at 0 for now. And yeah, we're okay again. You'll see in many applications little bugs coming through, and that's one of them, and certainly one of them on the Avid title tool, so do be aware of that. So I've had to reset that object softness. Okay, now I do want to apply that object softness, but I'm going to do it in a different way. So I'm just going to close that down, hit save, and here you can see that's the roll. Now I'm just going to drag that onto this video layer here. Okay. And you can see that it's actually moving through very, very slowly. I'll show you to change that later. What I want to do now is actually take this into Marquee and just amend it very, very slightly. So the way that you do that is this particular video there, this effect, make sure that your sequence is, your track is lit there, and then go to the effects editor, and you can see that the rolling title will pop up and the edit title will appear. Click on that box. And I say, do you want to send this to Marquee? Yes, I do. Marquee is not my favourite tool. Oh, look at my face there. Sorry about that, everyone. Marquee is not my favourite tool. It's always been problematic. So I use Marquee in a very, very basic way. And generally, the most complex things I'll do in Marquee is rollers. So if you hit on text, click on it, and here we go. Look, it's actually imported or brought through the text, which is good. Now, I just want to amend this very, very slightly. So I'm just going to highlight all, and we can see, look, we've got a drop shadow function on this side. So let's change the opacity to 60, and I'm just going to move the offset very slightly, just get it a little bit closer, and then we've got some softness. So actually the Marquee drop shadow is actually far more precise than the title tool, but that's okay. The other thing we're going to do in Marquee is very quickly just change the size of the job role against the name. Okay, so this is what I would normally do. So presented by, we're actually going to make that a little bit smaller actually a lot smaller than that. 30, that's fine. That's 32. So you can see I'm just getting some consistency in the size of my job role against the size of my your name of that job role. Okay. And yeah, you've got to do this one manually for everything. Okay, so what do we have? There we go. Font wise, I'm not overly happy with the font. Let's see whether we can change that font. Okay, it's a little bit more fun. Okay, happy with that. Now what we do in Marquee, we go to File and we go to Save to Bin. This is going to make it a separate piece of media, and it's saved. We can actually come out of the Marquee tool now. Quit Marquee. Okay, once you've got that, you can get your roll and you can bring it down. Okay, you'll see that this roll is way longer than my 10 seconds of my clip. I'm actually going to make my clip a little bit longer actually. Just pull it out. Let's move it to about 30 seconds. And you can see if we turn on the viewer there that we've got a roll of around about 145. Okay, so we want to make the roll sort of 30 seconds long, and the way that we can do that is we can go to the end, we can just pick up the end here, and we can pull that all the way back and sit that roughly over my clip. And if I just move that through, you can see that actually, look, the roll is going, but it's finishing slightly earlier than my 30 seconds. Now, the reason it's doing that is because in Marquee, I've added some spaces underneath this in order to push this last part of the roll upwards to give me space. Now, the way that I would do this in Avid is, in order to, if I wanted the last credit to end roughly at the very last thing that I said, what I would do is I would just pick that up and I would just move it across, move it out, and then just go through. So actually, you just need a blank video layer in order, and then you would pull the credits out, and you can see it's happening now. Look, and I've gone a bit too far there, so I can actually pick it up and bring it back a little bit, and you can see that I'll almost get it to the very end before it goes to black. Good. Now, if we hit render, and we'll just render that through. And what we have now is an image of me, you lucky things, with a very slow 30-second roll over the top here. And we of course can speed that up. But the point is that it now ends just sort of where I want it. 30 seconds, you know, is traditionally sort of around about an okay time for a set of credits. You can see that this isn't even, of course, at the end. We've still got the roller running, but that's sort of here, that's where the roller actually ends. Okay, so we actually need this portion of the roller to give us the ability to time this over 30 seconds. So that does happen quite often in the title tool along with Marquee. This is one way I just get around it. I mean, it makes no difference because there's nothing in here at all, you know, and actually you could end the program there if you wanted to. But I've done that quite a few times in my past making shows. Anyway, I hope that hopefully simple tutorial on the basics of the title tool alongside Marquee, just making a very simple roller, and also the positioning of the roller as well in Avid. Avid can be a little bit tricky how you position a roller in terms of trying to get it to finish on time or finish off screen. Okay, anyway, hope to see you next time. If you like that video, please give me a like or subscribe, or type in down below demos you'd like to see next. Catch you next time.